do you want me to come over and tell all you people and sit down in your chairs? And I said, well, you found nothing, and I leave. She said, no, telephone call is good enough. But yeah, I mean, there's sometimes you don't catch anything. It seems a waste of time to me too. The one more thing about before investigations and Spirit knows you're coming. We went to a investigation in Sand Lake, and the girl there, I'm horrible with the names. That's another collateral damage of ARDS, Melissa, is that during when my lungs locked for 3 minutes or a little more, my brain started dying, and then they started getting oxygen back into me. I lost 5% of my brain cells during that process, and a lot of the 5% of that is memory. And it pisses me off to this because I was very proud of my memory and proud of the words I use and all that, and it's more difficult now. I'm slower, and I can't remember. You know, I get pills, and sometimes I get them given to me here at the house, and I go, Janet, did I get my 5 p.m. pills? And she goes, I gave them to you like 10 minutes ago. But she knows. I just forget. So anyway, in Sand Lake, the day before we went there, the owner said, I have to play this back for you. I'll play it back over the phone. And it was a very angry voice, a growling voice, saying, my name is coming, and I can't wait. Now, that's not a feel-good for an investigator. But I heard it. But we went, and we found out, it's the more we investigate, that most spirit do really nice threats. They can, but they're really, really benign. Like the 8-foot one in another town after that, a very nice couple, a very nice, beautiful home, big home. And the thing in the basement got to about 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, had somewhat of a shape of a big man, but it kind of just, it globular as it floated. It didn't walk. Floated at me and her sister sitting down in the basement. I called it out because we had to confront this thing because it was really scaring the kids, and that bugs me. And it floated to us, and I told her, please stare at it. She wouldn't. She jumped in my lap, which was very nice. But she wouldn't look, and I stared at it and said, keep coming. And we have it on video. And as soon as it went right in front of me, it boom, right down into an orb, and then floated around the back of my head. We got all that. So cool. So really, you don't have to be, they're virtually harmless, but at some point, sometimes they want to scare you, not because they're mean, is they think that you're trying to expel them. And they were trying to scare you out of the house so you don't expel them. That's what I've been told. Now, with Bobby Mackeys on the radar, the preparation for an investigation, here's how we do it. And I've learned from other teams that I've come to know and respect. And I've got a lot from you, Deb. And that is, I think we find out the history, and I know the history of the place, so I know what we need to do. You won't. But I think it requires a base EMF reading first, and that can be done during the day, and find out where all the natural EMF sites are, like a circuit box or some weird things in the walls. There could be wiring back there, and it goes off. So you mark this down, so actually during the investigation you say, no, that was natural, it just comes out of that area, and you get out of there. The other thing is do it with a medium. Now here's where you come in, Deb. You walk the place, and you will start saying things of who's potentially there, where they're at, and you're a beacon. They know you're a medium. And as soon as you hit that front door, Spirit goes, my God, there's one that can hear us, and they rush to you. Do you feel that when you hit the front door of these places?
Sometimes within a mile away.
Okay, so they know you're coming, and they go, God, look at that lighthouse. It's coming. She's coming with a guy named Doofus. He don't know crap. But, and he's just sitting there, and I am playing with a digital recorder. Don't talk to him, but yeah, here's someone that can hear us and share our story, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they hide.
But you know they're hiding.
Yeah, I know they're hiding.
How do you know they're hiding when they're hiding?
Because you'll feel, it's like when you feel eyes looking at you, or somebody's looking at you in a room, and you know, you'll look up and sure enough somebody in the office or wherever will be looking at you. It's just a feeling. It's that same kind of feeling. It's just with something that you or most people can't see.
Okay, so when you enter with me, and this is how this one's going to go, we may do it also, with Wanda. And when you walk around with Wanda, she's not going to tell you much, but she'll be able to give you all the locations within the building that are there. As you go through it, each room might have a different, am I saying it right? There's vibrations that you pick up on, a lower, a higher, a medium, or do you pick on another? Is there another feeling?
I will either hear a whisper, or feel cold, or will feel an emotion, or because I'll get really sad, or I'll get really happy, or I'll feel very hesitant, like something is scary, and I'll know that something is hiding from me if I get that feeling. I've had this long enough now, for over 40 years, that I pretty much know what my body feels and what my brain thinks to each feeling and each vibration, if you want to call it, so that I'll know pretty much what's going on and where. I also use my hands. I'll outstretch my hands, and I'll be able to tell cold and tell when I'm very close to something that has happened or to some spirit that is there. Even if they're trying to hide, I could actually feel the coldness of them and know that they're there, but not really be able to see or get any information from them.
Now, when I watch Kim Russo on The Haunting of, I don't know if you ever saw it, on LMN. All right, she has the same gift you do and will walk around with someone who used to live in the house, who wants to know the truth. And when she walks through, she'll say things like, oh, another one's coming through. He's coming forward. I don't know if she sees them, but on TV they emulate it as if she sees them. And then another one comes, and maybe another one is kind of shy and hiding. And then she can actually hear what one is coming forward. You hear that too in a whisper, or do you think it?
I will actually hear a whisper of something that is close to me, or if they're talking about me, for instance, and there's, more than one of them together and they're talking, or they might come up and say, I'm here, which in that case I'll hear them whisper and I'll feel that they're trying to get my attention. And I think the reason that we use their coming forward is because we are getting some sort of impression from them. It doesn't mean that they're coming closer necessarily, or that we see them, because I don't always see them. Sometimes I just see a shimmering light. Sometimes I just see like a heat signature, like on a hot pavement. Sometimes I see a shadow of dark, like I did on you. It just depends on who they are and what their feelings are at the time, as to how I see them.
Do they kind of fight for your attention? I mean, are they around you trying to get in your head or get in your ear right away, or do they stand in a nice line, like for a movie?
Believe it or not, the more powerful the personality is, those are usually the ones that get my attention first. And then if you can get them to be quiet, then you can tell them, hey, let somebody else talk. Because like they are in life, they will also be very much like that when they cross to show that person that's who they are. If you have an Italian family, for instance, and they used to come up and, hey, boy, and hit them upside the head and, rough around with them and, that's just the way they were in that family, then all of a sudden that's the way that they'll be acting for the ones that have crossed over. They'll all be roughhousing with each other and the mother who held the rolling pin is the one who keeps them in line, and she'll be the one that comes forward first.
So the personality they have on Earth in the third dimension here pretty much carries over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. Well, because in order for them to show who they are, they can't show their full knowledge of their other past self. They only show the ones within the last 100 years that the people here still would understand. If they come in as a cowboy from when they another life or something, we're not going to know who they are.
Well, that could be the case. And that's all I'll say. So maybe outside the parameter of 100 years could happen. I don't say 100 years as a demarcation point. It's a plus or minus kind of thing, depending on the attachment to the location. Now, a guy that was there, who used to be the caretaker, Carl Lawson. A lot of people may know his name from the story. And I'm going to say it because it's not going to be part of, I think, the true investigation. He passed a little while ago. And Wanda, who's down there, I believe is also very sensitive, has talked to and caught EVPs of Carl. Same voice, same damn voice that he had here, which is weird. And then it's as far as I'm going to go on it, because I asked Wanda, what's he waiting for? And she pretty much, I'm sworn to secrecy, and I never violate that. So he's waiting for something or someone there to pass over. And then they'll go off into the sunset, wherever that may be.
And this is at Bobby Mackeys?
Yes.
What's funny is this whole conversation that you just said for the last minute, I did not hear.
Well, it's going through. How about on your side? Do your guests hear it?
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. But for some reason, it's almost like my brain tuned out.
Okay. Good.
Boring.
Good.
Nothing like that. It's almost like my guys don't want me to know anything.
That's because
anything comes into play.
It's because David was speaking in tongues. Cecil! That's Thursday's show.
I just get the last minute.
God.
And I don't.
Thursday. He's my imaginary angry little puppet.
I took too many meds or something. I don't know.
Every time I talk to you, baby, you're higher than
no, I just don't feel good. I have a bug. I have a cold or something. Well, I have a fever and headache.
I'll be the first one to say you sound like shit.
Thanks.
Anytime, baby. All right, so that's what I suggest on the go through, and that's what'll happen is you go take a walk through, Patty, and I think notes are due. Someone's taking notes on the emotions, and you just talk. What's there, and it's amazing. Only separated by thin walls. Spirits have a tendency to like a certain place within a building, even though environmentally to us it looks unattractive, like basements, corners, dark areas. Why is that?
I don't know.
Well, we should ask,
Oh, we will.
and I think that's a good question.